started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Monday night. Anybody else ridiculously excited? Because we haven't been together since Plexus dropped this bomb on us last week. Anybody else ridiculously excited for this month? Guys, I know that some of you, we have been on Zooms together and we've done our leaders Zooms, and I've said this a couple of times now, but man, is it amazing that we have a company that absolutely listens to us every single step of the way. The last time, so Plexus tries to do things in 3-month increments for us. So January, they did that amazing special where the $34.95 was paid for us. And then last month, they did the silver bonus. And before, they had gone right to the gold bonus, which was, it's a hard jump for people to go from 3 people being a silver ambassador, sharing with 3 people, and being able to do that with welcome packs, to then being able to go right to gold the next month, because that's 20 people, not just with welcome packs, but that have to be active, meaning they have to have 100 PV or more going through their site. So Plexus put in this extra jump for us. It's not super silver with Plexus this month, is not a new rank. It's just an incentive for us. So I just want to go over what super silver is, and if you guys have any questions about the way that you can do this, that you can attain this, or that your teams can attain this, to make sure that we all are on the same page and that we can get there. It is the 5th of the month. March is a long month. We have 31 days. Every single person can absolutely attain this, and they have made it that way so that we can, and we want to make sure that we use every single day to our utmost advantage to be able to get this. If this is something that you have your sight set on, if you know that there's somebody on your team that couldn't tune in tonight, we are recording, send this to them and make sure that they start being bold about this. I don't want anyone to get to the end of this month and think, oh man, I wish that I would have spent this time doing a little bit more, or I wish that I would have been a little bit bolder. You don't want to get to the 31st of the month and then start the wishing. I want you guys to make sure that you're bold and that you're going through this right now, because I'm looking at so many names on the screen right now that absolutely can attain this. So what super silver is 50 points within Plexus. What you need to have is 3 personally sponsored ambassadors. What that means is that you need 3 people on your level 1 that are personally sponsored by you. They can either be somebody that you signed a year ago, or they can be somebody that you've signed this month. If it's somebody that has been signed before this month, to get them what we call commission qualified, they have to have 100 PV or more going through their site. That can be their personal order. It can be a combination of their personal order and somebody else's order, if somebody's ordering through them as a customer, or they can have a welcome pack. So those 3 people you have to have commission qualified, either with 100 PV or with a welcome pack. They're people that went directly to your website and signed up and ordered through you. Does everybody understand what that 3 personally sponsored means? Okay. Next, to get to the 50 points, this is something that is amazing that Plexus is doing. They have created something, this is for everybody, yes, that has not reached the rank of gold yet. So good question, Mina. If you have somebody that signs up tomorrow, they decide that they want to do this, they can do it. The only people that cannot hit super silver are the people that are gold and above. But we're going to get to that, because some people can go super silver and gold in the same month this month. So 3 personally sponsored people, you need to have 50 points. But Plexus is doing something that they have never, ever offered before. They're doing something called mock points. Typically, to get to gold ambassador, you need to have 100 points. What that means is that you need to have on your levels 1, 2, and 3, if they have 100 PV or more, you get 5 points every single time they are commission qualified. When they get a welcome pack, that doesn't usually count. You wait until the following month when they have 100 PV go through their site. What Plexus is doing this month is they're using mock points. So say you have somebody sign up tomorrow. They will give you, and they're on your levels 1, 2, or 3. So that means Christy, she's my level 1. Her husband, since she got to Gold Ambassador, her husband could sign up. So Lee is a level 2 for me. If Lee signs somebody up, they're a level 3 for me. They still give me 5 mock points right now as a welcome pack. Now, clearly I can't go for the super silver because I've already been gold or above. But if I wasn't gold or above, that means that I could sign up Sally with a welcome pack. That would give me 5 points. If Sally signs up Susie, Susie would give me 5 mock points. If Susie signs up Tommy, Tommy gives me 5 mock points. If you have somebody on your level 4 sign up, they give you 4 points. A level 5 is 3 points, 6 is 2 points, and a level 7 is 1 point. You need a combination of 50 points, either through welcome packs or through people that have ordered 100 PV or more. Does that make sense to everyone? If you have questions about it, don't hesitate. Or those of you that know this, if I've said it and it's confusing, please make sure and correct me so we make sure that everybody is on the same page. You need 50 points in your organization. If you look at the graphic from Plexus, and it says that you need 10 points outside of your primary leg, what that means is I can't just sign up Christy and have her be my rock star and have her sign up 9 more people underneath of her to make up those 10 people that I need to get that 50 points. I need to have 10 points or 2 other people outside of her. So those 3 personally sponsored people that we talked about, this person can sign up 8 people underneath of them. And then this person would be my 9th and then my 10th. These 2 people would give me 10 points outside because they're 5 points apiece. So that's all that means. It's 50 points in your organization. 10 people. Right now, if you are thinking, I don't know 10 people, or I don't have 10 people that need Plexus, I want you to stop thinking that, because everyone has 10 people. And those of you that are just getting started on this, you even have more of an advantage. And I want you to open your eyes to that, because you have not tapped out your warm market yet. And what I mean by that is everyone knows 10 people. If you are alive and living and breathing and function in society, you go to the grocery store, you go to the post office, you see your UPS man if you're ordering from Amazon, you go around people when you're out with your kids, or even if you don't have kids, when you go to your jobs, you know 10 people. Be bold about that. But don't be scared in sharing with them. I don't want anyone, like I said, to get to the end of this month and think that you wish that you would have done something. And here's what else I don't want you to do. I want you, well, first, I want you, when we get done with this, in the last couple of minutes of this, I'm going to have you guys kind of just sit for a second and think of people, but do not prejudge anyone on this journey. Do not look at somebody and think that they don't need Plexus, because I guarantee you a lot of the people that are on here would not have been looked at and thought, oh, you need Plexus. Nobody would have looked at me if I hadn't been posting about Riley's allergies and thought Bree needs Plexus. So do not prejudge anyone. You don't know who's struggling and not posting about it on Facebook. The majority of people do not air their dirty laundry on Facebook and the things that they're feeling all the time. They don't air their financial insecurities. There are so many people that are looking for something extra for their families so that they can have just a little bit of extra money and don't have to get that second job. So don't prejudge anyone on this journey. I'm going to have Christy, she messaged me today with something that I absolutely loved. Christy Howe, Christy Bostic, you were probably panicking a little bit. Christy sent me a message today, and it was something that I asked her to just talk about just for a couple of seconds, something that she has found that's working really, really well for her.
So a while back, like probably 2 months ago, Bree had suggested to me to follow the 5-second rule. So don't hesitate to message someone. Type up a message and send it within 5 seconds. So I messaged her today and just said, like, the 5 second rule is a game changer, because I used to hesitate to send messages and then I would talk myself out of it. So then I would erase and not send it. So now that I've been following this 5 second rule, I've noticed that I'm literally reaching out to triple the amount of people, because I just literally type a message and push send before I have time to like let fear sink in and like delete it. So it's been amazing for me. And I'm suggesting that to like people on my team too. Like, don't let yourself talk yourself out of it. Just click send. So it's been a game changer.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's so true. Even now, I mean, 2.5 years later after starting this, I would find myself opening up messages and doing that prejudging thing, thinking maybe they don't need this, or maybe I've already reached out to them 10 times and they haven't messaged me back yet, so they probably really don't want this. And so I would close the message because I'd get inside of my head. We all have that fear response. You guys have heard me talk about this before, but Mel Robbins, that 5 second rule, if you haven't watched that video yet, watch it, because it's an innate response within us. It's the fight or flight response. It's trying to keep us healthy and safe. So we don't send things because we're fearful of it. But don't be fearful of that. If you want this, you are on this call for a reason. You clicked join tonight. You click join whenever you click join on Plexus, because you had something within you that wanted this. Most of us, it started out, we wanted this for our health. But then as soon as we start feeling better, we are natural sharers. And that's what I want you to think about with this. For some reason, we put this block on ourselves that because somebody is clicking join or clicking order through one of our sites, that maybe we shouldn't be so bold about it because we're benefiting from it. Stop thinking that. We share things every single day. And this is something that can absolutely change everything for people. Do not be scared about that. Keep sending those messages. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to remember, think back what your goals are. And I do this with myself, and I hope that you guys do this too, or that you learn to do it. When you click open on a message, or somebody asks you, if you're in the grocery store, I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me, or just out in a public place, and somebody, I think Chelsea was actually talking about this a couple of weeks ago. She was at a basketball game, and she heard somebody saying that, Chelsea, what was it? That they weren't feeling well, or that their back hurt, or...
No, I was sitting next to him in the first thing, and speaking of that fight or flight, so my first apprehension was the fact that it was a guy, and I'm like, I've not approached a lot of guys about this, so I thought, no, I'm just gonna let it go, and I listened to him cough and cough and cough. And I don't know if I like scooted away from him, which prompted him to say something to me, or what it was, but he then said, and I knew who he was. He said, "Oh, Chelsea, don't worry about that." He said, "I'm not really sick." He said, "I've actually been getting these allergy shots." And he said, "I have allergies so bad that I go so often to get these shots." He said, "But I have a reaction to the shot itself." And he said, "I'll cough uncontrollably for about 48 hours. He said, "But then I'm good for about 7 days." I said, "Let me get this straight. Like, you're literally blowing my mind right now. You have allergies. You go get a shot. You cough uncontrollably for 48 hours, but you do all of that to feel good for 7 days? And then you do it all over again?" He said, "Yeah, but after 2 years, it's really been helping." So I said, "Listen, I have something that I can offer you and I can provide to you. It's not going to make you cough uncontrollably for 48 hours. And I promise you, if you were to commit to this, like you did these shots for the next 2 years, you're going to wonder why you've ever put yourself in that type of predicament." And he's like, "Okay, yeah." But yeah.
And we all have that. that choice. We hear people talk about this every single day. You scroll through Facebook and you see people that are posting about things that we have something that we can help them. I have started looking at it, and it took me a little while. So don't feel like you need to, like, right when you get off this call, message 900 people, but build that belief. Build the belief in the products that you have. Build the belief in yourself that you know enough to change something for them. And here's what I mean by that. There is going to be somebody that's watching this, or that's on this call, or watching the playback, and they're going to say, okay, I know that this is making me feel something. Whatever it is, it's enough. If you woke up this morning and you had a little bit of extra energy, if you passed by chocolate and you didn't need it, like it was an utter craving, it's enough. If you haven't experienced anything yet, but you have the hope that you're going to experience something, it is enough. Because with consistency and the support and doing the things that you need to do on this journey, it will change things for you. Do not ever feel like you have to know every single thing about these products, about the compensation plan, about how to sign people up, about where to put people after they have signed up. No, you don't need to know all of that stuff. Because let me tell you, 2.5 years into this, if I would have waited, I still would not be sharing. Not because I don't have the passion, not because I don't know a lot, but I don't know everything. But if you look at all of the names on this call, and all of the names in our team page, and all of the names in One Plexus, if you don't know something, you ask. If you don't know how to find your website, you ask. If you don't know how somebody should sign up, you ask. That's what we're here for. So don't feel like you need to know everything before you start sharing. If you have a best friend that's complaining that they're tired or that they crash in the afternoon, my mom was one of the very first people that I called up, and 2 other people that I knew needed help because their kids had allergies. My sister-in-law, Chelsea, was one of the very first people. Just because we want this to change things for them does not mean that they're going to jump on with you right away. Just because somebody you might message tomorrow and they don't answer you back, or they say no, does not mean that they will never ever do these products, because they will. You're planting those seeds, but be bold with them about that. So 10 people is what you need to go super silver. Those of you that are going for super silver and you already have enough people in your organization to go gold, what that means for you is super silver is going to be all of your welcome packs. So if you sign up a level 1, you get $25 for that. They order a $99 welcome pack, you get $25. They order a $199 welcome pack, you get $50. When you get to super silver, that 50 points in your organization, you're going to get $75 this month, and then $75 next month for maintaining. Plus you get all of those building bonuses. When you hit gold, you get a $250 bonus. So if you do super silver and gold, I know that there are some people that are in this right now that could very well do both of those. So you're going to get that $75 bonus this month, $75 next month, and the $250 bonus on top of that. Plus at gold, you have 100 points, and you get about $3 for each of those points for our dollar shares, the way that they're converted over in our comp plan. So that's another $300 on top of that. That is not selfish. And I just want to touch on that for a second, because when I first started this, I had a very real complex about the way that I was sharing and that I was benefiting. And I didn't want to talk to people about the business side of it. I grew up a very conservative family. We worked very hard, but we didn't talk about money with other people. If you send somebody to Walmart because you've told somebody about your favorite deodorant, you just made somebody else money. You don't know that person. Some CEO that's sitting behind a desk that is never going to follow up with that person, never going to give them a 60-day back money guarantee, never going to add them to some super secret deodorant page on Facebook so that they have any kind of follow-up with it. When people order Plexus with you, they get every single one of those things. You are doing them a favor by sharing this opportunity with them. It will change their life. We had somebody on Christy's team today. I don't know if she's on this call. But she messaged in the thread and she said, I've done so many other different products and I've been a part of so many other different network marketing companies. And there's nothing like Plexus because of the way that everybody chips in and helps each other. And that is better than any compliment I think that I could ever get on this journey with our team, because you are part of something and part of something so much bigger than every single one of us because of the way this team works together. So do not hesitate. If you get off this call and you think, man, I have 10 more questions, ask 10 more questions, because this opportunity is real. And the catalyst that this Super Silver will provide for the following months is going to be huge for every single one of your families. Do you guys have any questions about the way that this month will work or anything that you need tips on? You know, it's already 20 after and we try to keep them about 20 minutes. I'm looking at so many faces on here that can be able to do this.
Bree, I don't know if this question is going to make sense. So the people on here, anybody on your team that's pushing for gold, and they can still hit super silver this month too. So because you can get 5 points for the welcome packs for super silver, is that counting for gold as well this month?
Great question. No.
Okay.
So gold is still has to be 100 points. So the way that somebody can get both of them is that super silver has never been offered before. So we have some people that are already hitting 50, 60, 70 points. We have some people that are hitting 10, 20, 30 points, but they still have 20 people in their organization and they can still push for gold. To get to super silver, those mock points will work for you. To get to gold, they won't work for you. But here's what you could do. If you had 19 people in your organization, say you get to 95 points and you want that extra 5 points, if somebody orders a welcome pack and then they order another 100 PV over top of that welcome pack, they will count for you. So the way that somebody gives you 5 real points, mock points are just for this month. They will go away after that unless somebody's trying to go fast start gold. Which is 20 people in 30 days, and the bonuses for that are unreal. And we've never had anybody on our team do it, but I would love to see somebody do that. But the way, my rabbit trails, then I get off track, sorry. So the way that somebody can get 5 points to go for gold is they have to have 100 PV above a welcome pack, because a welcome pack is already discounted. So we don't really get points for welcome packs aside from those mock points that we're getting this month. Did that help, Christy? Okay. Good question. Great question. Anybody else? Kelsey, I love seeing your face. Fun. Her team is rocking it this month. I love, love, love it. Anybody else? All right. What I want you to do, what I'm challenging you to do, whether you're watching this back on the playback tomorrow, before you move on to anything else tonight when we get off this call, I want you to write down your goal. If you are a leader on this team, I know I'm looking at some of you that are already gold or above. I want you to write down a goal of who you're going to help, of 3 people you're going to help on your team to hit super silver this month. This is not something, it gives me chills to even think. This is not something that you do by yourself. And I mean that with every ounce of my being. Every single day, you message people. If you have questions, if you need help with 3-way chats, you are not in this by yourself. I won't ever, ever forget hitting silver. I won't ever, ever forget hitting gold. And I never, ever could have imagined that those 2 first catalysts would have launched me to this, to a team of 1,500 people, to being able to spend my nights with some of the most amazing people that I've ever met in my life and the most supportive people, and getting the messages back that we get back from people and how this is changing lives is something like before people got on the call, it just blows my mind. I'm in my pajamas and doing this. Like, it doesn't take fancy. It takes heart and it takes passion to be able to reach out to people. And every single one of you on this call absolutely has what it takes to be able to do this. So don't stop reaching for it. When you get off of this, write down 15 people that you want to reach out to. No prejudgments. Take Christy's advice. No going over the 5-second rule. Send them a message, send them a voice message, tell them that you care. Keep it super simple. If you're already posting about Plexus, hey, Susie, I think you've probably already seen my Plexus posts. Have you ever tried it? Hey, Christy, I am doing this amazing journey and it's something that I am loving and I love how I feel. Have you ever heard of these supplements? Keep it simple and send them a message from your heart. So write down your goals. I'll be on for 5 minutes after we get done with this, but I'll stay on. So if you guys have any questions, but before you go to bed tonight, you're here for a reason. You clicked join for a reason. You want this to happen for you, or you want this to happen for somebody on your team. Don't let days and weeks go by without tackling that goal every single day, because you absolutely can do this. Okay. I love you guys. Thanks for jumping on.